Guys, Crazy Cat 63 here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to survive in Minecraft. Well, how to actually play Minecraft. If this video wasn't very helpful by the time you've watched all of it, please tell me, and if maybe give me some advice to make a better one. So you've got your create new world. You can name it anything. The default will just be my world. So I could call this Crazy Cat 63's world. You can name it anything, but it also does have a limit. If I keep on going with this, I can't type any more letters, so you can't name it anything too long. So then you can choose survival or creative from this menu. Now, say you don't really feel like doing survival, you could do creative, where you can but you can't earn achievements, but you can get anything and you can't die. You can just be having fun. And then survival is the other mode, which I'm going to show you guys today. So you can choose a difficulty then. So you've got peaceful. No mobs will spawn. Only some neutrals will spawn, but they won't attack you if you attack them. And hunger, basically you won't lose any hunger. Then you've got easy. You will lose hunger, but at a slower rate. You can't starve to death. And hostile mobs won't deal as much damage. Then you've got normal mode. They'll deal standard damage. Hunger bar depletes and drains health down to half a heart. That's if you have no hunger. Then hard is the hardest level of them all, where you can actually die of starvation and hostile mobs will do more damage. And then you've also got this setting, hardcore. So it's a survival mode, but it's always on hard. You can't use cheats, and you don't respawn if you die. And it does that cool animation, which I like. But I'm not going to show you guys that. So then you've got advanced. You don't have to do this stuff. So there's world seed. You can type in your own seeds, say I wanted that seed. Or you can choose templates, and there are already some templates. Deep Dark, Mangrove Swamp, Snowy Village, Bamboo Forest. All of these ones. You can choose any of them. Then you can choose these things. Flat World. So it will just be completely flat, and you can have different settings like Tunnel's Dreams, Lower, Water World, Overworld, Snowy Kingdom, Bottomless Pit, Redstone Ready, The Void. But I'm not going to choose that. Then you got starting map. You can spawn with a blank map to explore your world. Then you got bonus chest. You can get a chest with goodies to start, but I'm not going to do that. And then you've got show coordinates and show days played. I like to turn these on because I just like doing that. So coordinates is useful for marking down where you are. And show days played is how long you've been playing that world. But that's all. So then we move on to recipe unlocking. So with recipe unlocking, you have to craft a certain thing to be able to craft more things. Or you can't just immediately craft a certain item, but I don't really see the point in that. If you turn it off, you'll just have all of the crafting recipes constantly. And then you got fire spreads. Basically, I mean, to be honest, I probably shouldn't go with all these settings. Fire spreads. Fire can spread. TNT explodes. TNT can explode. Mobs drop items when they're killed. Natural regeneration. You'll regenerate based on your hunger. Tile drops. Blocks will drop when they're broken. Skip night by sleeping. If you turn this off, then you can't sleep to skip the day. Required sleeping players is how many players you'd need. Immediate respawn, which I like to turn on. When you die, you'll just immediately respawn rather than have you died menu. Respawn blocks explode. There's respawn anchors and beds. They can explode. I'll leave that on. Respawn radius is just, I'm not really sure. I think it's how far you can spawn from your normal spawn point. And then simulation distance. The game loads and applies changes within a range of 64 by 64 blocks from the player. Not really sure what that means. Multiplayer, you can choose what kind of things are there. There's visitor, you can't break blocks, you can't interact with it. Member, you can do most stuff, but you can't use commands. Operator, you can do commands. And then you got invited players. You have to invite players for that. Friends, anyone who's your friend, and then friends of friends. friends of your Minecraft friends can join. I'm just going to turn multiplayer off. Then you've also got visible to LAN players, anyone who's like nearby, join your world. Friendly fire players can damage each other. And locator bar, it shows the direction of nearby players in the world. Then you've got cheats. So you can turn that on. You can have always day. You can have keep inventory where when you die, you don't lose all your stuff. Mob spawning, mobs will spawn naturally. That's all mobs, not just like say. I remember when I started Minecraft, I wasn't sure what that meant. I thought that was just like bad mob. When I turned it off and I was like, oh, there's no mobs anymore. So I can't like find anything to eat. So you can turn it off or on. You've got mob griefing. You've got NTC drop loot, weather cycle. Yeah, I often turn that off if I'm playing with cheats. And then you've got that stuff. So, and then you got resource packs. That's just stuff, experiments. You can have stuff on here like this is the new game drop. I'm not going to turn on. So then this is actually how to play Minecraft when you start. So I'll just load. Oh damn, I'm in a desert biome, but luckily there is trees. So there's different biomes. Okay, technically I'm in Badlands, but still. So like there's different biomes you spawn in. Deserts are normally like the worst ones to be in. There are like a different kinds of animals as well. Like this is the savannah cow that will spawn in savannas, deserts, and mesas. And then you've got. So you got to punch a tree basically first. If you're playing with PC, you'd left click, you'd hold down left click to punch a tree. Also, just as advice, you don't have to do this, but I suggest you do because otherwise, other Minecraft players who follow the unwritten rule will hate you. You try and punch down the whole tree. So then you can press E to open your inventory, and you'll also have some oak logs. Or whatever logs you have. You can click planks here, or you can just drag them over to crafting, and then you can actually hold down shift and then do left click to craft all of them. But then if you hold down right click, you can drag and like they'll all be there, and then you can double tap left click to get them all together again. So you craft a crafting table like that, and then you can also craft some sticks like that, and that's sticks. So then you can place a crafting table, and then you can craft all these different tools with the sticks and the wood. But I'm just going to craft a wooden pickaxe, which I hope you guys do as well, because there's no point in crafting any other ones. Annoyingly, I am in this biome, so it's going to be harder. I'm going to have to dig down further to get stone. But then you can just mine down with your wooden pickaxe to get stone eventually. Annoyingly, you can only create stone tools with cobblestone, so you can't. You can't make it with like terracotta, which I've got here. You can't make it with any other types of stone like andesite or granite or diorite. Okay, I'm just gonna get 7 because that's normally enough for me. Unless you want the furnace, then you'd need 15 if you're going with what I do. Then you can go onto your crafting window. I like to craft a stone axe and put the stone pickaxe and then a stone shovel. Now, it depends what game you're playing. If you're playing Minecraft Bedrock, you'd also probably want a sword, which I'm playing right now. I'm not actually going to get a sword. And then if you're playing Minecraft Java, you wouldn't really need it at this early stage because axes do a lot more damage there. In Bedrock, axes will do less damage than in Java. So I might mine up another tree because axes are good for trees, pickaxes are good for stone and terracotta and stuff, and then shovels are of course good for sand and dirt. Now I'm just gonna kill a bunch of animals. You can eat raw meat, but you can cook it. Like the only raw meat that will give you a special effect which makes you really hungry, which is a hunger effect, is raw chicken. But raw beef and raw pork chops, stuff like that, they won't give you any food poisoning, which is weird because in real life they definitely would. So then you'd cook them with a furnace, which I will get in a minute. but I do want to get out of this biome because I hate deserts, badlands, and the mesas. Ow. Yeah, you will take 4 damage as well when you fall from heights. Unless, like, I think there's actually a setting you can use to turn it off. You need cheats for that. Maybe I should do a video on, like, how to use certain commands. So now that you've got 8 cobblestone, you can, oh yeah, you can switch that to craftable so you've got all your things at the top. That's how you craft a furnace. And then you can use things like wood or coal. I don't have any coal, so I'll just use wood. You can actually smelt oak logs, and that will get you charcoal, which is the same as coal, except it's slightly different because it's called charcoal and you can't turn it into charcoal blocks. That's not a thing. And it also lasts longer than wood. So then I could put like my raw pork chops in here. See, it's lasting a lot longer. That's the fuel. That's the amount of fuel you have. Because cooked pork chops will not only, well, like cooked chicken will give you food poisoning, but well, raw ones will. But if you cook it, it won't, and it will also heal a lot more hunger. I'm not gonna cook all of it because that's just kind of wasting our time. And I'm trying to show you guys how to play Minecraft, not cook or cooking or pork chop or whatever. And then I guess it depends if you're feeling that confident. But this is a cave. You can go in here, but there will be mobs that will spawn unless you're on peaceful mode or you've turned mob spawning off. So like, you might have to do a bridge like this to get across some places. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realise this before just now. We're in a lush cave, which means that there's these berries, which are also a food item. They're not poisonous, by the way. And also, it's like, we're quite high at the surface. So this is iron. And this is you can mine this with a stone pickaxe and anything better than a stone pickaxe, like an iron one, a diamond one, or a netherite one. And then you can use the iron pickaxe to mine diamonds, which are harder to mine. And then you can use diamond pickaxes to mine ancient debris and gold ore. Although you can mine gold with iron in the nether, which I might get into later. To get netherite, which is like an upgrade for diamond, which used to be the strongest. I can't get out of here. I have to stack up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, by the way. It's tricky. By the way, sometimes I do really stupid things, like when I'm just playing survival mode. So if you see me die to like a skeleton or something, that's why. But then with iron, when you mine it, you'll actually get raw iron, which you can't make anything with except for like a raw iron block. That's coal over there. That's copper down there. Now, the game drop that I showed you earlier is actually what introduces copper armor and tools to the game. So like, they're about as strong as stone, but they've got a lot more durability. But for now, I'm just going to have to go with iron. Although copper is easier to get because it drops a few raw ores when you mine it. So now I've got a bit of coal. I can go back around here, outside, and I can place my furnace, and then it will smelt the raw iron, which is useful because then, once it's smelted, you can craft things with it that are stronger. Now you can craft armor with iron, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm actually going to get 6 planks, like that, and put an iron ingot there, and now I have a field. Now in Java, you guys will probably know that you can just like press F and put it in your offhand, but you can't in Bedrock. So you've got to actually manually put it there. And then when you shift like that, it will do this. I'm not actually in full screen right now, which is why it looks a bit different. But then in Java, you just have to hold down right click. So there you go. Now that's smelted, I could craft like some sticks, and then I could craft an iron pickaxe, which is not only faster, but it's also stronger and it can break more things. Now I'm gonna just have a look around to see if I can find anything cool. Like I found a bit of iron in that cave, but I'm worried if I go back in there, I'm gonna get shot by like a skeleton or something. Because you don't. Oh look! is another bit of cave. To be honest, I really should have crafted a bucket, not an iron pickaxe. Buckets are very useful because if you land in water like that, you won't take any fall damage, no matter how high you fall from. Which is crazy. Like, some people, including me, can do something called a water bucket clutch, where you'll place a water bucket to break your fall just at the last second. Which is why I would normally have a water bucket on. Well, those are creepers, so they just explode on you. But if you hold your shield up, you won't get damaged. Oh yes, also for people who play Java and are just watching this for fun, just so you know, if you don't play Bedrock, if you block something with your shield, your thing will get knocked back. They'll get knocked back, but in Java they won't. Oh, there's iron up there. I'm gonna have to stack up with cobblestone. I don't have any more, so I'm gonna have to get some granite. So granite, you can't actually like make stone tools with it, but there are like some mods that change that. Yeah, I'm so good at parkour, isn't it? No. Why is it a water cave? Can I go to the surface on this? Can. Oh look, we're at the sea. Oh yeah, you may also notice that I don't have any clouds. That's because if you go to settings, you can go to different settings. If you go to video settings, you can change things here. Like I can find somewhere. Oh wait, no, I think it's to the top. I think it's here. What's the clouds then? What's the clouds? Oh, I don't know. Oh, there we go. Render clouds. I mean, in Java, the settings are a lot different. So you can actually have 3 different settings. You can either have it so that clouds are on, clouds are off, or they're like really flat. So now it's turning nighttime, which basically means that monsters can come out. They literally just spawn, like, but then in the morning they'll burn. You have to sleep in a bed, but I don't have one, so I'm just gonna have to try and survive the night. I might try and like, you can build yourself a house. It depends on what kind of player you are. Wait. Yeah, you give me the sand. Often people will fill creeper holes, but since I'm the only one playing on this world, I'm not gonna. And plus this world is only for this video, I'm not going to just keep playing on this world. So that can crash as incentive, because the thing is sand will actually fall on you. It's really hard to get loads of sandstone though, so instead I'm just going to build it out of wood. Okay, this house is way too small. Actually, I'll need that. Then you can craft a door. Well, 3 doors. That's a husk. It's like a desert version of zombies. They'll give you hunger. They'll give you that hunger effect, which I was talking about with the chicken, if they hit you. So yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything actually I can show you now. So I might as well just go out and like, fight some monsters and eventually die. Yeehaw! Now, with creepers, I'm going to show you the easiest way to kill a creeper if you don't have a bow, crossbow, or... Okay, not when there's 3 of them. That's impossible. That's not fair. I don't like you guys. So you basically, I mean, that's a zombie. But you like hit, run, so that it won't actually ever explode. That's just like you want gunpowder. I've got skeletons, and skeletons are so annoying. That one's wearing gold armor as well. I mean, gold armor is like the worst armor. Except for the helmet, which is like the equivalent of, which is the equivalent of like an iron helmet, which is okay. Ow. Okay, I am recording this ending bit just after I've just recorded the starting bit. I somehow managed to survive that creeper explosion at the start. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give me some advice if you didn't find this helpful. If you did find this helpful, please comment in the comments section and subscribe below. I hope you have a good rest of your day.